It's going to be Frozen Isle. Great map for Lone Wolf. I think you're going to see a lot of movement, especially since you got Skittles in over 9,000. This guy lives to move around the map at all times.
Superman himself, Skittles.
And
looks like they're going to be running.
Does not look like we'll be seeing much movement, as a matter of fact, with What running the terrifying AP spike. Massive spike build here, and EST choosing to run the very popular 3 Dervish pressure build against it.
To see their MO. Definitely, hopefully, to surprise EST, making them spec anti-split, although doesn't seem like they did. By going with the spike early spike here on the Monk, well saved by Easter. Loki and Easter, veteran monks, have fought against AP spike for years now. But that was a huge spike on that Dervish right away. He was away from his team.
Way away from his team.
With the flag as well. That's definitely going to help Cake out.
I think Lone Wolf was even on him, so that was 10% more damage. It's not what you want when you're fighting an AP spike to take 10% more damage.
Trojan, if you were EST, what would you be trying to win here? Because it looks like they're already getting off to a big disadvantage. What would you switch up to?
They need to split off. They're not going to have a chance to AVA the amount of Ellies that they need to get a flag in first, and then they need to establish a split. Otherwise, if they can't even get on their feet, they have no real chance in this game.
They do have one Dervish split off, but he's getting just completely shut down by Divine 3 over there, keeping the Archer up. And meanwhile, at this, Worst gets out planet in his base. EST's already lost getting a flag. Everything's.
They brought their on split, but from over 9,000 just bringing back their Ritualist, so now they have one guy for each splitter. Vials failed backline. Is that actually Vials or is that Brock?
I believe that's Brock, just playing on a clever name, but really all Cake has to do is just keep pushing in with their stand team. And EST has to do something on split, otherwise it's just a ticking before that defeat across the screen.
You see as What is pushing in here, they get closer and closer to those boat NPCs, and those things have like 500 health and paper armor, so the closer they get to those, the closer they get to basically free spike targets, so you know, I hope he is able to get them off here. They do take a prop monk death.
Looks like EST knows what they have to do. They got to start moving a foot. This guy has ran it out and he's thrown it on the ground. Max Meatball standing by. It doesn't seem to want to pick it up. Instead opting to do pressure. There is only one monk there. Divine 3, and you got served moving over to try to help out Vials. A lot of pressure right now on over 9,000.
Looks like he's trying to change up. He's trying to change up their split and just solo split the Necro and try and leave the 3 Dervs at stand, hoping that could maybe send back the wrong response and they can achieve something at the stand side, but we'll see what happens here.
Right now Cake has no response going. Looks like Divine 3 he's not who you want to send in this situation, probably. You'd much rather send the Ritualist. But it looks like Divine 3's gonna have to go for it. Meanwhile, the Necro has a huge jump here. Could get the Knight easily. Maybe another one.
Looks like he has
Divine 3 he'll easily get one. I assume he'll probably get 2 as well. Big play by Invincible What here. Those are the big plays Hates and I like to see. But Divine 3, crucial return. He will be able to save the second Knight.
Yeah, very, very key.
Still just too slow on the original response there. You can see Divine 3 trying to wand him out. There is no self-healing on this guy. If Divine 3 is able to stay in range and just wand him, Natural Regen will not save him.
He will get that Life Siphon. I'm pretty sure he has Life Siphon. I would guess
he can Life Siphon off multiple NPCs.
Siphon and Gordon, so...
Yeah, I guess he was in much better shape than I thought. Divine 3's and
but meanwhile, on the other side,
so
EST
Loki taking
pushes out. Once they're out of their protective shell, Loki is just up that D, and these spike builds, the thing you really don't want to have is DP holes, because once a target takes a little bit DP, become more susceptible to follow-up spikes, and he is strong, just absolutely paper, and meanwhile his other monk partner gets to stop it. Bruce here for EST.
Skittles had to pick up the flag here. Looks like we're seeing some zerging to the base here by EST. We got Dervish and the Ranger moving over to add to the split. They know that they can't stay at the stand right now. Loki's going to drop. He's just by himself.
Not what I like to see from EST. You know, they stayed up way too much after Easter got blown up, and it was clear like the unsalvageable position. They're just going to take back-to-back deaths on their healers because they kind of made a decision. I know there were snares, but they didn't have to take 2 deaths with snares. Like, they could have just taken 1 and gotten back.
They really need to get more. I believe that's the first flag that they just capped about 30 seconds ago in the game, and they really need to get flags in there if they have any hope of accomplishing anything on split. Just sending something to the base isn't enough to really phase Cake. Cake's just going to send the correct split that's working. They're just going to keep on getting kills at the stand. It looks like EST has enough going right here. Cake of the gate, and they have a nice little jump on Cake's stand team, but look, Cake's stand is slowly pulling.
Those are so much deep, you know, like each one into 30. Even laps, I'm pretty sure just turn around. And for those who don't know, Cake is what? Cake is the guild they used to be. Cake can just kind of turn around and just blow up one of those dervishes, so I really doubt that they will take pressure off of a collapse. Like, they've played it just perfectly. They've never had to split their damage at any point. They've been able to get by splitting only healing and just giving up 1 boat NPC.
Exactly. Look down.
That though, because they took out Easter the Monk again, and since they're boosting, they'll trade 1 death for 1 any day of the week.
Exactly.
They got Divine 3. That return is doing a lot of work for him right now. Got him back, and they're probably not going to deaths on their team. Maybe here, but they've moved low quality over here to try to control this number 8 with the flag, and he goes down way out in the middle of nowhere. They're not going to return that flag.
He just got lone wolfed.
He did.
He was taking an unbelievable amount of damage out there in the middle. Really 20% from 2 mid people. I'm not sure that those line were in range of each other, but it doesn't matter because they did plenty of damage.
I'd see him have a prod spear bun. I think if you were a monk runner with this lone wolf effect, and you'd be taking 20% more from people like Elims and such, you'd want one of those big prots because of how much it would be negated. Didn't see either on him. And he's a corpse.
And we see that What has to split up their spike for the first time. Gets 4 people out of the base, so for Emo. Coming back, I'm not sure what Ellie he is. I think he's just an air Ellie.
Looks like he's an air Ellie, yeah, by the weapon sets. EST really needs to get those outer archers down so Divine 9 doesn't have such an easy return path. That's part of the reason why Cake is, or what should I say, is really defending their split so well, is they have those archers where they can get back and they don't have to travel the full distance. They can just return up to their base. And it looks like EST took down 1 outer archer, so the other should give.
That's definitely the crucial one. He can still take Divine 3 can still port to that other top one, but not nearly as good. And you know, AP Spike just showing kind of the versatility as a Spike build. Is their team just comes back with that incoming fallback combination on the Assassin Paragon. He just speeds them around the map, and they pick up a free kill on Invincible. But, you know, the heroes you can't take deaths on the most are the ones that you expect, because you just lose a lot of effectiveness. So big kill for What on that splitter of EST.
Looks like
I like the decision they made to bring back the arrow, because that guy does so much damage, especially with Lone Wolf. He can really just zap somebody down, especially if they start to get DP. I like defending with that guy. Looks like EST's really out of sorts here. Once again, they have a Derv splitting, but he's already well contained by Divine 3, just moving to counter him 1 for 1. They did get a flag in play, and we're seeing Serbed is going to have to run 1. This is when they need to really make a play, but unfortunately their Necro took that death, because they're going to force What here to have to run a flag, maybe string them out in a few places.
What's showing their confidence here in their winning position right now? You see they've got 2 healers back, one of them running a flag and one of them defending. 2 healers pretty much healing against nothing, and they really don't care. They're way up on EST's side of the map. And EST not choosing to press their advantage against the team. Instead, they're trying to get as much damage out into what's base as possible.
Exactly. If you look at the flags, then you see World War, number 2 Dervish on EST. He's pretty much caught, and he's going to pay the price.
He was kind of up behind him during that entire standoff when what was at the front, just kind of running around behind him. And I don't think he wanted to try running through to his monks to death. So the problem that EST is having here is that anytime they get a chance to, stabilize and come back and maybe equalize, they're always down one person. And it's just coming back to bite them so hard. And we see time and time again here that they're 7v8 when they have the chance to make, crucial big plays that would really turn this game around.
EST
they had a good chance there. As what their spike to kill that World War, and they had a good play there, but Divine 3, that return again, just saved his life and moved away. Great decision by him to bring return, because it has done wonders for his team.
Trojan, now that EST, it's proven that they've had trouble getting the flags in, and it's proven that they haven't really been able to split, 1 or 2 people solidly. Those are the two said you want. Anything you can think of that they could do now from this disadvantaged state to maybe pull out a victory? I mean, we see Max Metal, sneaking out a flag here. Is that what you want to see, or would you hope that they would do something else?
The flag play, I don't know if it's going to have a real effect. Due to Cake's position, they're just going to send one character back, run another flag due to the because of the DP that EST has. They don't really need their entire spike there to necessarily get kills. EST is going to have to get some type of base kill. For those of you guys who don't know, a base kill is every 2 minutes people res at the base if they are dead. If you can time it, maybe get a spike in at 1350 and you can have a monk base at 14 minutes. But they needed to get some type of upset or something to change up Cake flow right now.
This could be a chain monk death in the base here. They got Easter, Loki really low.
They're almost to the crucial boat NPC. Since you can get in there and stay in there for a key amount of time, you just rack up free kills instantly because, it's more targets for the monks to watch, and it's really hard to prot effectively in there because you can't really see where the spike's going if it's going on NPCs or players. So, if whatever gets in there, EST is even more vulnerable. They're doing a great job of, staying alive outside their pit, so.
Number 3 on EST has slipped into Cake's base unnoticed, and he took a knife for that. Cake with another little costly mistake. I don't know.
It was a really interesting play there. They had the flag, they held it and forced Serb to have to drop it to save his life, and then they were able to cap the flag and force Divine 3 to go to the flag stand rather than the base. So then they were able to the night kill on the other side. Those are the type of things they need to make this places, because it's really easy for over 9,000 to deal with a battle in 2 places, because it's healing to one and to the other. It's when it's a fight at 3 areas that they're going to have trouble.
Well said.
Now, one thing to really keep in mind here is EST has not boosted, and they're taking a lot. It looks like they're going to do hit and run tactics, but most of the time, as Demigods pointed out, they've been dying when they try and make a play to the base. Up a nice little party-wide DP, and because of this, they can only really afford to sack themselves from NPCs for a little bit longer before eventually getting DP'd up.
Bit of a collapse here as they kind of move through Cake. I'm surprised that What/Cake haven't really been able to score up a kill here. Everything going in the situation. ST doing a minimizing the damage they're taking as they split now. With that said, the metal is good if he doesn't get a little more assistance.
If you're what in this situation, you'd much rather take a team death than a base NPC death as well. Anytime you can just have the guy drop and make a kill on EST, that's a good trade for them over potentially leaving their base exposed. So I like
EST
that
fighting in a good spot though, since Skittles can't really get line of sight since he's having to run around constantly. He can't really shoot up to get those monks who are perched up there. It's
Right
like I
now
said
we
earlier,
see
EST's doing a
number
great job of just fighting outside their base and, you know, keeping them away from She-Boat.
I think really EST's only hope in this game is to somehow make it go to 28. It looks like EST has pretty much all of Cake's base, and it'll allow them to get easy lord damage if they can generate a play in the base. And
Crucially, the Death Pact on World War gets by the Guard Cryptor and Monk White back-to-back basing, but they are going to TC's left here. We see what go down.
this is huge. Time kill on World War. He is their hard res. Easter is DP'd out. I think this wraps it up for EST.
Yeah, pretty much over for EST. It's really sad to see because, you know, they really kind of tossed the game away on that very first play where the Dervish ran way out of monk range and against the full caster spike team. And, you know, to be honest, there's just really no coming back from that if What doesn't make a mistake. And EST just didn't do anything that would force What to make that, you know, game-losing mistake. They made a couple cute plays here and there, but, you know, nothing really big enough to turn the game around. So, you know, well played to What. And congratulations to them. They played a really solid game, and EST did not, and they'll move on closer to another gold cape.